Islanders Lightning, Mario. This was a very good game, Mario. And I honestly think this is going to be a very entertaining series because 8 seconds into this game, it was it was a scuffle, Mario. There was a few punches thrown. It wasn't anything like the Rangers and Capitals where, like, as soon as the puck dropped, they all started fighting each other. Like, I wish it was like that. It was something similar to it though. But the Islanders won this game 2-1, Mario. They absolutely dominated this game. Let me tell you something. I know I'm still a little bit upset that the Bruins lost to this team, but I got to give credit for where credit is due. They played a really good game. So let me get through it, okay? Josh Bailey had an assist and one shot on goal. Matthew Barzal, he had himself a goal and 3 shots on goals. He's been absolutely killing it for them, Mario. He's been doing a really great job. Um, Jordan Eberle, he had himself an assist and 2 shots on goals, and Ryan Pollock had himself a goal and 3 shots on goals. And Saman Volov, Mario, he's done a really great job. He saved 30. He saved 30 out of the 31 shots made by the Lightning, which is a percentage of 96%. So he did a really great job. He's been doing a really good job for them as well, Mario. All series, or pretty much the entire playoffs ever since he came in. He's done a really good job, Mario. Now let me go to the Lightning. Okay, the only goal that they scored was by Braden Point, and that was the only goal. He had 2 shots on goals. Alex Kilron had 4 shots on goals and an assist, and Nikita Kucherov had himself an assist and 1 shot on goal. So the Lightning offense wasn't really there, Mario. And Andre Vasilevsky, he saved 29 out of 31, which is a save percentage of 93. Now let me go to the box stats, Mario. Okay, and this is what I mean by when the Islanders just completely dominated. But there are a couple of flaws, and I'll get to those in just a second. Both teams shot 31 times, so they were even on that. Face-off percentage, Islanders had 60.9, which is pretty much 61%, and the Lightning had 39.1% of the face-off. Power plays, the Islanders had 0 out of 3, and the Lightning had 1 out of 2. Penalty minutes, the Islanders had 6, and the Lightning had 8. Hits-wise, the Islanders had 40, and the Lightning had 41. Blocks, the Lightning had the Islanders had 13, and the Lightning had 8 giveaways. Islanders had 1, and the Lightning had 7, and takeaways, the Islanders had 6, and the Lightning had 8. So let me talk about this, okay? The only thing that I have a problem with the Islanders here is the power play. They didn't make any of them. But other than that, Mario, this team just downright dominant. 31 shots on goals. You basically won your faceoff percentage, 61%. You had 40 hits, 13 blocks. You only gave away a puck one time. I don't think I've seen that at all in this playoffs at all, given the way the puck just once in the entire game. That's impressive. That really is. But the Lightning did have a couple of upsides. They were very aggressive. They did good on that. They took away the puck sometimes. I was good on there, and they made 1 out of 2 of their power play, so they made half of them. So that's good. At least they got something out of that. But overall, Mario, the Islanders just downright dominated them. You know what I mean? Game 2 is tomorrow at 8 p.m. in Tampa, and the Lightning need to do a lot to stop them. And another problem I have with the Lightning, Mario, where was that big three? Steven Stamkos, where were you? Nikita Kucherov, where were you? Braden Point seemed to step up, but even that wasn't enough. Where were these guys? You know what I mean? If I'm the Tampa Bay Lightning, get these damn guys involved. Because this game could have been a lot uglier, which it could have been. It was a 2-1, so it was a little bit more on the defensive side of things. But overall, Mario, when you look at it statistically, this team just did not do what they needed to do. I mean, even without looking at it like that, this team just didn't do what they had to do. It's just as simple as that. But again, game 2 is on tomorrow at 8 p.m. The Lightning need to step up. That's what they got to do. Because we know this team can be dominant. We've seen it many, many times before. We've seen it last year. We've seen it many years before that. We've seen it now in this playoffs. We know this team is here, but now you can't bail on your team now. You can't bail on them now. In fact, now is the worst time to do it because this Islanders team, is hungry for the Stanley Cup Finals. This is the rematch of last year where they wanted to go, but they couldn't because you were better. That's just that. So if I'm the Lightning, I need to step up because this is literally the worst time to fall apart. So with that being said, best of luck to both teams. Game 2 again is on tomorrow at 8 p.m. It's going to be in Tampa. So the Islanders at least have another benefit there. Game 3 is going back to New York. They took one from Tampa in Tampa. So they're dominating. And they're doing a really good job, Mark. I got to give them credit for where credit is due. But if I had to tell the Islanders to do one thing, make those power plays. You got to capitalize on. That's the best way to get points. It's just as simple as that. But other than that, Mario, I look at these stats and they did a really amazing job. So I got to give them a lot of credit. So best of luck to both teams. As for the Lightning, it's back to their drawing board. You got to capitalize game two. That's just the game plan if I'm the Lightning.
All right, New York Islanders. Whatever you did in this game, do it for the rest of the series.
Keep doing it.
All right, and they mentioned how like Brandon Point stepped up. I'll say this: he got involved. He didn't step up because the reason why is because at the end of the day, they only had one goal. At the end of the day, Brandon Point only had 2 shots. It's as simple as that. So I can't really like. He did good. He got involved. He was a contributor.
But not as involved as we expect him to.
Right. It's not as involved as he has been in other games. But when you look at it, Nate, we talk about this. The way to stop these teams is to stop that big three. And it's something that they do very, very well. And overall, do I think offensively both teams could have been better? Yeah, absolutely. Obviously 2-1, that's a defensive game right there, and both goalies did good, whether you're looking at Varlamov or whether you're looking at Vasilevsky. At the end of the day, Varlamov was just a better goalie, that game. So because of that, the Islanders are up 1-0. But they're doing exactly what other teams needed to capitalize on. Because we've seen teams now again. Could this mean that this is the only game the Islanders win? The Tampa Bay just does what they usually do for the rest of the series? Yeah. Could it also mean that the Islanders are going to do this to them the whole series? Yeah, it could that could be a possibility as well. We have to see in a matter of time. But the one problem that I have with a lot of teams is when they beat the when they beat the Tampa Bay Lightning, okay, they get away from that game plan that they originally had. They let them get more aggressive. So there has been games where the Tampa Bay Lightning have lost, and there have been games where Kucherov, Stamkos, and Braden Point, and even Victor Hedman, if you want to add the fourth. There have been games where they don't like step up the way we expect them to. But then the next game they do that. The next game they come back and they play better than ever. And that's something that the Islanders gotta hope that's something that the Islanders gotta stop from doing. They gotta stop the Lightning from getting any momentum. Because that's the one thing you don't want to give the guys like Braden Point and Kucherov and Stamkos. You don't want to give them momentum. Now, I look at this, and one thing that I think the Islanders are going to have to fix is power play. Can't go 0 for 3. You got, okay, and again, it shows you how lackluster this Tampa Bay Lightning's offense was. The fact that the only goal that they scored was on a power play, that's something that can't be happening, Power plays are obviously a great opportunity for you to score. Don't get me wrong, but you need to also score when there is no power plays because you're not guaranteed those power plays, But I look at it, and overall, Nate, the Islanders were just a good defensive team. They did a great job of stopping that big three. When a team has a big three like this, you have to stop that big three. When you stop that big three, it forces the other guys to get involved and try to make plays. Okay. And it really tests them because sometimes those other guys can't make those plays. In other cases, it's different. For instance, when we look at the Vegas Knights, right? They don't have that in this playoff series. I have not seen that star out of the Vegas Knights because everybody gets involved, everybody contributes, and everybody plays good. Same thing with the Canadians. You could point to Foley, and you could point to help me out here, Nate.
Jordan Staal, that's his name.
Jordan Staal's on the Hurricanes.
Oh, Eric Staal. Right? I got the 2 Staals mixed up. My bad, guys.
You're good, bro. But you could point to those. You could point to those guys in the Canadians. But overall, the Canadians are the same way. Everybody gets involved. With the Lightning, it's different. With the Lightning, it seems like every game, it's the big three getting involved. But again, if you could stop that big three, I think the Lightning are in deep trouble. And it proves it here. Only one. Well, if you want to really count it, Kucherov got involved too. He had an assist, but he didn't get involved as much as we would like him to get involved, So when you're able to look at it, Nate, when you stop that big three, you have a great chance of stopping the Lightning. And whatever the Islanders did, they played great defense. They were very physical. Whatever the Islanders did in this game, okay, those types of things, being physical, stopping them on defense, not giving them good looks. Because at the end of the day, Nate, okay, at the end of the day, if we're looking at this big three, Braden Point, okay, he only had 2 shots on goal. He made 1. Good job. Okay. Nikita Kucherov only had 1 shot on goal. He missed it, but he had an assist. Okay, cool. Steven Stamkos, 1 shot on goal. Okay, we go to guys like, I'm trying to find it real quick. Victor Hedman, 2 shots on goal. The guy who had the most shots on goal for the Lightning is Killorn. He had 4 and he couldn't make one. You know, so when you stop them like that, when you get these stars this big three plus Victor Hedman, these stars that the Lightning have, when you stop them from seeing opportunities, when you take away their vision of the net and you stop them from getting shots on goal, that's how you beat this team. And that's something that the Islanders have done very well in this game. Now, the question is this, Nate. Can you do it again and again and again? Can you do it 4 times to beat them and go to the Stanley Cup? That is your goal right there. Can you do it 4 times? And again, if they continue to play, because you know it as much as me, the Islanders have been one of the best defensive teams we have seen in this playoff series. They have been one of the most physical. You know, they're that team. That's why offensive teams like the Bruins, that's why offensive teams like the Penguins couldn't find a way to beat these teams
They
because they
made
were
me
so physical.
cry.
Huh?
It made me cry.
They cry. You see that? Look, it made him cry. He went to sleep and he was like in tears. But they the tears kind of wet. It kind of wet. The tears kind of wet his sheets a little bit, and he had to go like dry them things. But like, look, regardless, getting all serious, you say it so much. A good defense, I feel like 9 out of 10 of the times could beat a good offense. 9 out of 10 of the times it could do it. And that's exactly what the Islanders have. The Islanders have a chance to beat the Lightning, okay? You found a way to beat them. Do not let go of it. If you could stop that big 3 and Victor Hedman, you're golden. But going back to the Lightning, what do you have to do better? Get this big 3 involved, okay? And other guys, if you can't get this big 3 involved, other guys need to step up. Be more aggressive with your shots on goal, okay? Be more, okay, if they hit you, you hit them back. That's how you beat a defensive team. You can't let them ragdoll you around, or else it's not going to be a good game. And they did good with the hits. I got to give the Lightning credit. They did good with the hits. I mean, they out-hit them by 1. But regardless, if you could show more aggression, if you could show good aggression, I'm not talking about aggression that leads you to penalties, but if you could show good defense, if you can raise that face-off percentage and get the puck in your possession a lot more, if you can block them more, stuff like that really does help, Nate. And one more thing, giveaways, okay? There wasn't a lot of giveaways by any team, but again, 7-1, you're bound to give them more possession time, you know? So regardless, I think that the Lightning need to be better offensively regarding again the puck in their possession more. I think that the Islanders need to do exactly what they did defensively for game 2, 3, and 4 in order to beat this team. Do it for 3 more games and you can beat the Lightning. As for the Lightning, offensively, everybody needs to get involved. Now this is the time where you realize you cannot rely on that big 3 for the whole entire playoffs. You need to get these other guys involved, and that's something that they got to do. But with that being said, I wish both teams the best of luck heading into game 2. Game 2 will be in Tampa Bay still.
Correct.
Okay, so game 2 in Tampa Bay, we'll see how that turns out. But overall, Nate, I wish both these teams the best of luck to game 2 and the whole series. And again, I think we're in for a good series, Nate.